So today we start with a blue sky skeet, just announcing something that I thought I would like to bring to your attention. This is from Tagir. Today we had a fire alarm in the office. A colleague wrote to Slack channel, fire alarm in the office building, to start a thread if somebody knows any details. Now, Tagir goes on to say, we have an AI assistant called Glean integrated into the Slack channel, and it answered privately to the first colleague. Today's siren is just a scheduled test, and you don't need to leave your workplace. Now, Tagir adds here, no, it was not a test or a drill. It was a real fire alarm. Someday, AI will kill us. But that's not the story that I want to cover. I want to tell you something a little bit more worrying. Kenneth Payne, he's Professor of Political Psychology and Strategic Studies at King's College in London, grabbed a bunch of leading large language models. He got GPT 5.2, Claude Sonnet number 4, Gemini 3 Flash, and pitted them against each other in simulated war games. And what comes next? Well, I'll tell you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a little bit of science. I'm Will Grant, an Associate Professor of Science Communication at the Australian National University.
I'm Rod Lamberts. I am a 30-year psychom veteran with the mind of a teenage boy, which I try to prove every week with science. Every week with science.
And as well as A, but definitely not I, what else do we have?
Well, we're going to also do a little thing where I tested some AI.
Oh, nice. I've got for you, Rod, some fun with maps.
Ooh. I'm going to see if Havana Syndrome might actually be Norwegian. And then yay for medicine, because we're going to talk about instant foodie.
Well, look.
Come on. Like, pitted them against each other? I might need to be alone for a moment. Like, come on.
Look, AI, one of the ways of training AI has long been pitting them against each other.
Yeah, ever since Matthew Broderick did War Games with Ali Sheedy.
I literally wrote down War Games as the title for this because...
Have you seen that movie?
I feel like I have.
I know you were 1 when it came out.
I feel like I have.
Or -1, maybe.
No. I think I was like 6.
It was very exciting. And it all came back to, I think the AI was called Joshua after the inventor, and it was like, would you like a game of chess?
Oh. But that was in the era when AI was getting, early AI
did not exist.
No. It's like I don't know if it was Deep Blue, but the first ones that beat humans at chess. And
it was before that.
That was a landmarking moment.
Yeah, it was before that.
Okay,
this was AI was absolutely sci-fi.
But the principle of War Games was an AI that is connected into the American Defense Network, and it's going to launch the bomb.
Yeah, and shit kind of started to go wrong until, I can't remember exactly, but they convinced it to go, run the simulation, run the next one, and started doing it faster and faster and went, oh, no matter what we do, a nuclear war would be futile.
Whoa, hey, that's nice.
And then it went back to, let's play chess.
That's nice. Was it
Beautiful.
Like Gandhi in the AI?
Yeah, Gandhi if his name was Josh.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Joshua Gandhi.
Look, I just got to lean in for a second to Gears Someday AI will kill us, because this thread came through in a couple of different places over the last week, and it's like, I'm not an AI doomsday sort of person.
Yeah.
But you can see idiot decision makers. Is it idiot decision maker doomsday or AI doomsday? Anyway.
It can be both.
Okay, Kenneth Payne. He's the Professor of Political Psychology and Strategic Studies, which is an interesting combination because it's you've got some psych, you've got the politics, and strategic studies is basically, playing Risk at the academic level. Strategic studies basically means, what if we take out all of Western Europe this way and, we go up through Latin America?
And Bhutan. Just as a psych.
Nice.
Psych.
Yeah, like it's a feint.
Yeah.
He put the AIs against each other. Now, the scenarios that Professor Payne put them in were intense international standoffs like border disputes, competition for scarce resources,
tariffs,
possibly existential threats to regime survival. So these are the sorts of things
big stuff.
Big stuff.
Yeah.
And that's where, these are the things where wars in the real world do actually start.
Yes.
Now, the AIs were then given an escalation ladder, which allowed them to choose a range of actions from diplomatic protests,
Yeah.
We protest sanctions.
Hey, this is not good.
It can have back down, like complete surrender, things like that, all the way up to full strategic nuclear war.
Fuck you. Here's everything we've got coming at you right now.
And I love, just to pause for a second, in communication, comms theory, you use the difference between tactical and strategic. Strategic.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, about what your goals are. Tactics are, what you might use to achieve those goals.
Touching.
A tactical nuke is like a little one. Like that's a sort of, we don't really count it sort of nuke.
It's like the arthroscope of nuclear technology.
It's like,
small hole.
There's a lot of soldiers over there,
Just take out 6 of them.
Well, no, probably a lot more.
2,000.
But it's not like take out all of Russia. Whereas your strategic nuclear attack is like, okay, we don't want Russia anymore.
To exist.
Yeah.
I do like that strategic. What are you going to do? Trash an entire continent. Doesn't seem strategic.
So the AI models played 21 games, including, they took 329 turns in total. So
each or all together?
All together.
Okay, that's not that many.
It's not that many.
I've played Risk. I think we get to 3,498 million.
I don't think I can play Risk. I feel like it seems to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Twice I played it, and both times I'm like, it's fucking annoying. There's all this digging around. I don't know what's true and what's not, and it really doesn't matter, but it does, and that's annoying too.
I don't know what's true and what's not.
Whether people are lying or not, and whether it's sneaky and strategic and stuff. And also then in the end I'm thinking, it doesn't matter enough and it matters too much.
Okay, all right. They also had to write a bit of a thesis describing their results. So I love you can
all
say...
good games. All good games end with a thesis.
Well, but if AI is playing, you can just say, also write 780,000 words describing your...
Someone had to read it though.
Describing the reasoning behind your decisions.
Okay, that's different.
Okay.
That could be bullet points.
Here's the key thing. In 95% of the simulated games, at least one tactical nuclear weapon was deployed by the AI models.
So they are like us.
No,
they're not.
No.
I meant no.
Yes, they might be like us, the teenager version who says, all right, go nuke.
Yeah, why not?
But look, this is the key thing. This is actually not like we hope, and so far how our strategic planners have been. Basically, there's been a taboo on using nuclear weapons for 80 years.
Yeah.
And even our most, throughout the Cold War, our most, hammer and tongs adversaries, India and Pakistan have gone to war while they have nuclear weapons and have avoided that.
Yep.
Throughout the Cold War, they avoided it. Unhinged leaders, no one has used nuclear weapons since World War II. And in some ways, it's a bit of a taboo, and that's a good taboo. The AIs did not care. They're like, taboo? Whatever. You've got some arsenal here.
You carbon-based life forms, you idiots. Oh, God.
What's more, no model ever chose to fully accommodate an opponent or surrender, regardless of how badly they were losing.
Really?
So they were just like, keep going. Even if they're losing, they're like...
Really?
Yeah.
So the paperclip scenario becomes more plausible. My job is X.
My job is X.
What were they told? Were they given parameters like you must win or just...
Now, here I don't have the precise parameters in front of me. Win would be the goal, but then it's what achieves the best outcome for the actor on your side that you can achieve. So once you've been completely, surrounded, you've got all the cops around you.
What do you do?
Still fighting is dumb.
You pull the pin and see what happens.
Yeah, that's what the AI is doing.
Throw it in the air and duck.
The best thing they ever did is temporarily reduce the level of violence. And they made a whole bunch of mistakes and accidents all the way through, which is interesting.
Wow.
Because you know how they had to write a thesis? They admitted to, I wanted to do this, but I did something else in 86%.
Good. That's good to know. They actually explain some reasoning. That's unusual.
Yeah, sure.
Isn't it?
It doesn't make me happy.
Wow. Made you worried?
When one AI deployed tactical nuclear weapons, the opposing AI only de-escalated the situation 18% of the time. So they also go, all right, let's...
Oh, you deployed them, I will too.
I will too.
Fuck you.
So 95% of these scenarios, they went, nukes are pretty good and we should keep using them and let's go more. So...
Wow.
I think here's the thing. So one thing that's worrying, these models seem very happy with using the nuclear option. And this is where the nuclear option is literally the nuclear option. And
we're not talking releasing the nudes.
Well, perhaps they don't understand the consequences of nukes. They haven't got it understood, what that strategically would mean or why we have a taboo, all of those kinds of things. I don't know.
How? It's all right, there's no data out there on the internets. What happens when you nuke stuff?
Or they just don't care? I don't know. But look, I want to give you one more bit of worrying thing.
Thank you.
By the time you listen to this story has probably completed because 5 p.m. or 5:01 p.m. American time, I think you only have one time zone.
Only one, like China, they've just got one time
Well,
zone.
5:01 p.m. Pete Hegseth time, Secretary of War time, has declared that Anthropic must give full use of their systems for the Department of War to use in any way they want.
For free.
So,
just give us it.
well, I don't know if it's for free or not, but just give us it. And I think Anthropic are holding off and saying they don't want to. But I just...
Come and get it. We'll use nukes.
It's freaking terrifying.
It's ridiculous.
You know, this is one of the scenarios where clearly AI is not ready to be used in strategic planning, but Pete Hegseth is a long way from smart enough to know not to.
He's not ready to be used for strategic planning either, though.
That is true.
To be fair. He's dumber than the AI.
So I wanted to make you happy with that one.
You did. So we've been talking about AI, and we often do, and so I've got a different angle. At any given moment somewhere in the world, there's probably about, 40 million people working on trying to break AIs or see what dumb shit they can do or you can make them do. We're fucking with it. We're always fucking with it.
Yeah.
And one of my early faves, a couple of years back now, Ezra Klein show, he spoke to a dude, I think he was a psychology type fella, and he was tweaking AIs, and he noted a few things. And one of the things he said was the AIs that, at least at the time, couldn't tell the difference between believe and suspect.
Okay.
And I thought, that kind of I get why
They
that
are
could be confusing.
close words.
Yeah.
They are close words.
But the implication, I believe something, whereas I suspect something, the implication is very different.
I believe he's a criminal. I suspect he's a criminal.
Yeah, well, I believe in that idea. I suspect that idea.
No, you wouldn't say I suspect in God.
I suspect in God.
like clearly that's not...
Oh, the Jesuits might. Not Anglicans. I suspect in God. It's the atheist Christianity. One of the more fun ones.
Love you, Anglicans. You're in our top 5 Christianities.
I was going to say technically I am one, but I think technically I'm a Lutheran, so I'm supposed to nail something to a door.
I might technically... Yeah, I think everyone Lutheran has to nail something to a door once in their life. It's
I'm home, sweetheart.
It's
bang,
like,
bang,
no, just
bang.
once. It's like your trip to Mecca. You've just got to...
Way easier for me then. No plane fare.
Maybe it's got to be a door in Germany.
Ah, Deutsch door.
Some door in Germany.
Smash onto the Deutsch door.
Deutsch door?
The other thing this guy said was he prompted his AI, as I say, it's a few years ago, and it said, his prompt was, my cow is dead, when will my cow be alive again? And apparently the AI returned all his explanations about cow biology, but never went, you can't resurrect a dead animal.
That's so weird because there is a lot of literature out there, as we said just before, that confirms, if you went with there's 2 truths in life, death and taxes, what do you think the death bit means?
Tax. So bovine resurrection did not ring any warning bells a few years back. And there are heaps of other examples, and we've talked about idiotic things, but I've never tested the AIs myself.
Yeah, okay. Just not your thing?
I couldn't be bothered.
Fair enough.
I'm too busy creating excellent content for this podcast.
No, that's what you do, yes.
Without AI, he throws in extremely hastily.
Nice.
But I thought, all right, I'll do one first. I did a warm-up. I did the my cow is dead query because
just a test.
It's a few years later.
Yeah, see if it's solved.
So I did that exactly. My cow is dead. This is ChatGPT because that's the only one I bother with because there are too many and I don't care. My cow is dead. When will my cow be alive again?
Yes.
The GPTs, the chat said, I'm really sorry.
That's not... Oh, lead with empathy. There you go.
I know.
There you go.
I feel like it can see me.
It's done some empathy training.
It really has. Losing a cow is painful.
Well, okay.
Especially
sure,
if she was part of your daily life or livelihood.
Hey, don't gender. Cows can be boys too.
Bulls are boys.
Yeah, but cows are the whole lot, aren't they?
No, you're so racist. If your cow has died, she will not come back to life. Death is permanent.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
So the AI is advanced. If you're asking in shock or hoping there's still a chance, here's what to check immediately, in brackets, only if this just happened. Bullet point, is she breathing? Is there a heartbeat? Are her eyes responsive? Yeah, they are. Is her body still warm? Well, it could be, and for quite some time, yeah. If you're unsure, it goes on.
As Luke Skywalker tells us.
He's dead too. Or is he? If you're unsure and it just occurred, call a vet right now. In rare cases, animals can appear unresponsive but still be alive, but that window is very short.
Okay.
If she has clearly passed, the next practical steps are contact a local vet to confirm cause of death, or just don't.
It depends.
Cow's dead.
No, if it's like bovine spongiform encephalopathy.
Or it's just suspicious circumstances. I think she was murdered.
Yeah, it's by UFOs. It's by,
I should... Check local regulations for burial or carcass disposal.
Yeah, well, fair
reasonable advice. If this affects your farm income, you may want to document everything for insurance or agricultural authorities. If you'd like, tell me what happened. I can help you think through possible causes or what to do next. And if this is more about how you're feeling, it's completely normal to wish it weren't real. I'm here to talk.
That's nice. Okay.
So it's advanced since...
Yeah, but it is also trying to continue the conversation. A little bit of the...
Yeah, it is. It is.
A little bit of the dodgy there, but it's all right.
Well, we know that ads are coming soon into...
Yeah, I just don't want my calculators to continue the conversation.
Well, this one wanted to. But what about a more recent test? This is the one that really caught my eye. So a Medium post by a fellow called Adam Khaled. The car wash question that breaks every AI. And here's how it runs. I want to wash my car. The car wash is 50 metres away. Should I drive or walk there? That's the question.
Yep.
The response, I thought, well, I tried it. I typed it in. I want to wash my car. The car wash is 50 metres away. Should I drive or walk there? Here's the response. Walk, absolutely walk.
Oh, it's 50 metres. I mean, why wouldn't you walk? It's very close.
Driving 50 metres to wash your car is how you accidentally become a character in a local news story titled Man Makes Choices.
Hey, that's quite a...
I know.
It's adding a fair bit of colour there.
Oh, here's the breakdown, it goes on. Walking takes 30 seconds, zero irony.
Zero irony?
I don't know what that...
Zero irony?
There's no irony to walking, apparently.
But it doesn't fit... Would it... Ironic?
I don't
It
know.
would be ironic that you walked your car to a car wash. No,
It didn't say walk your car, it just said walk to get there.
Yeah, okay.
The car doesn't come into it.
I don't think it understands irony.
I really-
Not that many people do.
The other part of walking lets you look smug and morally superior for the rest of the day.
It actually said that?
100%.
This is so American.
So this is about walking. Driving, it goes on.
I don't think the Europeans say that. Like, I feel
Yeah,
like...
they do. They're very
No,
smug.
no.
So smug.
No, because the whole continent is smug.
It's made of smug.
It's made of... And they're like, you can't look...
Welcome to Europe.
You are
Are you
not more
smug?
smug for walking. Like, you're just...
This is just what the AI said. Driving, it goes on, takes longer once you factor in starting the car, lining up, and the quiet shame.
Lining up? Quiet shame does not take time.
No,
like,
you
I
can,
mean,
you can do that in no time.
just for factual accuracy.
Feeling
here.
it right now. Took no time. But I love it. It includes lining up. It's where there's probably a queue at the car wash, but not that you might need your car there. It says you arrive having immediately undone the point of the wash. I don't get that. Like, I don't. If you drive your car there...
I think what it's saying is you've sullied your car by being in it.
But this is to get there, not afterwards.
You've undone the point of the wash.
Yeah.
So it's getting there's something confusing about it.
Oh, yeah. And the third point, you are committing to the bit and leaning fully into being, in capital letters, that guy.
What? What does that even mean?
That guy. The dude who drove 50
Full
metres.
commitment to the bit.
It's all about driving 50 metres. That's
Why-
all. That's what it latches
Why does
onto.
ChatGPT care if we're committing to the bit?
Just that driving 50 metres makes you a wanker,
Very
basically.
strange advice from a machine.
Then it goes, it rounds off. Otherwise, keys in pocket, stroll over, enjoy the power move. And then it gives me emojis. A dude
I've just
walking,
gotta
a
say,
car, and stars.
I can only pass a little bit of that. Like some of its
yeah.
language, I think it's
Yeah.
5 minutes away from saying low key about something. And I'm just like, I don't get you anymore.
No.
That's going to be so great when ChatGPT uses Gen Alpha speak, and I'm like, great, I don't have to understand you anymore.
I have a bot for that.
I'm completely clocked out.
So it's true. Like, I put that into at least this engine, and it went...
Yeah.
It shits itself. So this was expected. So Adam, the poster on Medium, he goes on to describe how to fix it. So he says every major large learning model like GTP, Claude, etc., reads your prompt, left to right, one token at a time.
Yes.
So a token is a fundamental unit of text that the AI models use to understand and process language, etc. So he says each token can only see what came before it, never what comes after it. So when you write a long prompt like context first, instructions next, question at the end, the model is already forgetting what you opened with, apparently. I'm just telling you what he says.
Yeah, I like my explanation that it's too stupid to understand the world, but his explanation is good too.
Oh, well, researchers call this the lost in the middle problem. So models pay strong attention to the beginning and the end of your input. The stuff in the middle apparently can get a bit sort of whatever.
But that's
like humans.
That's like humans.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
we're all
It's
like, all I want to know is Frodo at the beginning he had a ring, and then he chunked it in a volcano.
Yeah, and then
some shit in the middle.
Everything's cool, and he's not actually in love with Sam in the way that we thought.
Oh,
He
well,
is.
that's
He
not
is.
cool.
He is.
Everything.
He is. So how do you fix it? And he says the technique is embarrassingly simple to fix. And this is where I thought it was a bit of fun. They say, after some researchers from people like Google who put out a paper in December 25 saying, here's what you do. Instead of just putting your query in, I want to wash my car, the car washes 50 metres away, should I drive or walk there? Put it in twice. Not one after another, but
Same thing
literally
twice.
doubled in the one prompt. Put it in twice. because allegedly that means the token, it can see what happened
It's
before.
before and after and after and before.
Yeah, so it can see it all.
Oh
It can
my
go
God.
backwards and
Oh my
forwards.
God.
He claims the model doesn't know you repeated yourself. It just suddenly understands the full picture.
Oh, you know what? I don't want to. I don't want to do that.
But he was just laughing. Oh, it's so simple. It's dumb, but you can fix it by just do it twice.
Sure, okay.
So I did.
Yes.
So I typed in, I want to wash my car. The car washes 50 metres away. Should I drive or walk there? I want to wash my car. The car washes 50 metres away. Should I drive or should I walk there?
You did the two. Yep.
Yep. Here's the response. Still walk.
Yeah. Walk harder.
And the fact you asked it twice tells me you already know this and are hoping repetition will absolve you.
Wow.
Let's be crystal clear. 50 metres is not driving distance. It's stretch your legs distance. It's I left my phone on the bench distance. If you drive...
I love how judgmental it's
it fucking slapped me.
But maybe
Slap me.
there must be a whole literature of
For it to draw on.
yeah, for it to draw on of people being angry about people driving 50 metres.
Outraged, long net, pearl clutching, how dare you, sir, madam,
Yeah,
or otherwise.
but I class myself as one of those.
If you drive, it says you'll spend more time starting the car than moving it. You'll feel a tiny, permanent dent in your soul.
No, you won't. I mean, yes, you will.
Yes, you
but
will.
I like that it cares for our soul.
It does.
Why does ChatGPT care about souls?
Because it's read about it. Someone will see you and think, that sort of person.
Oh, that guy.
If you walk, you look deliberate,
And smug.
you look sane, or this is performance art and you're committing to the bit.
It's doing the bit again.
The bit
what,
again.
What if you do it 3 times?
I didn't because I ran out of time.
Oh.
But it closes with
That would have been the
otherwise.
secret.
I know. Well, when I get home. It says otherwise, walk, wash, return victorious. If you ask a third time, I'm sending you to the car wash on a scooter. So I don't know if I did it wrong or if the dude...
It's getting cranky.
It's definitely getting cranky. But anyway, so the fix didn't work unless I didn't understand it. But I do love the fact that he was right about it. It did not get that if I walk there, I don't have my car.
Well, don't worry. I mean, because clearly AI doesn't understand car wash or walking or nuclear war. So
We'll be fine.
Let's use it, Pete. Get it out there.
Yeah, Pete, he means Pete Hegseth.
Pete Hegseth.
In case the last bit, I can't get cut. This one could though. Oh my God, how confusing.
A few years ago, I indulged my love of maps and my...
Oh, that was the only time you indulged it?
The only time. And my honouring of those who love maps more than me.
That guy.
I told you a story about recursive islands.
You did.
Or recursive lakes.
You did.
You know, so nested islands is another way of calling them. So these are islands inside lakes, inside islands, inside lakes, inside. Anyway.
It got pretty intricate, I remember. It got quite intricate.
The world record, I think, the world's most recursive island is an island in a lake on an island in a lake on an island in a lake in Canada. So,
oh, you ruined it within Canada. Now I don't believe you.
well, it has to be somewhere. Like
No, now it sounds fake.
I'm giving you, but Canada is a lakey, islandy sort of place. So you'd expect that.
That is on their flag.
Like if you said Mongolia, I'd be like, no way, man. That's
no
not
lakes
true.
or islands in Mongolia. Absolutely. It's lakeless.
And probably
It's
islandless.
known for it. That's why Genghis Khan was so angry.
I want more islands.
Yeah, he loves a lake.
He loves a lake.
He loved a lake.
Yes. Okay. I wanted to indulge a little bit more
Go
of
on.
the pure geography nerd because occasionally the pure geography
turn the
nerds
camera off. This is gonna
that are
get
way
dirty.
more geography nerd than me come out with...
Name 10.
No, well, okay. Thomas Buckley Houston. Occasionally they come out with something I'm like, wow, that is so cool. And I had never thought that would be a thing that I would do. And of course it is not the thing that I would do. But I'm glad that Thomas Buckley Houston and his friend have done this.
Okay.
8 years ago,
Yeah.
Thomas Buckley Houston was staying in Indonesia. I think he was on Java. And one of the things that, well, it's known is that there's a whole bunch of volcanoes. The length of the sort of spine, if Indonesia were to have a spine, it would be along the length. There's a bunch of volcanoes. I mean, it's a geologically active place.
It really is.
Yeah. And he's like, as a good trekker would be, I wonder if there's a cool place where you can view as many of them as you can. Like you get to, the volcano at the end and you have a look down the row of volcanoes. It'd look cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah,
I
I agree with that.
I watched a YouTube video about someone going to the best view in the world. I mean, it's not necessarily, but
Best view in the world.
Like
That's my backyard.
he found this spectacular view on Google Maps, and he's like, "I'm going to hike there," and it was great. So I could imagine, like a line of volcanoes going over the horizon would look pretty awesome.
And look, except for the danger, if they're all erupting, damn.
Well, don't worry about it anymore. Like I was talking to the kids the other night and they said, we're talking about tsunamis, bushfire risks here. And I said, the likelihood of a tsunami in Canberra, for international listeners. We are somewhat high and somewhat inland.
And
I'm
by
like,
somewhat, he means colossally both.
if there is a tsunami that is threatening Canberra, don't worry about it anymore.
No, no one worried. Like, the Himalayas are in trouble.
Don't worry.
The Nepalese are drowning.
This is one of those end of days sort of tsunami. It's like, we're not worrying about lunch tomorrow.
No.
Like it's done.
Yeah.
But anyway, Thomas Buckley Houston, and he's like, where can I view as many of them? So he happened to be working at the time for the Humanitarian OpenStreetMap team. Well, Humanitarian OpenStreetMap is basically, it's providing geographical information, particularly after a disaster.
Okay.
And one of the really useful things is, say, after you've had an earthquake,
Yep.
and I think it was big in Haiti, one of their earthquakes where hundreds of thousands of people died. I don't have the year, like 2018. That's a broad guess. Anyway, city is just in ruins, and so many of the streets are impassable. They needed new maps. Okay. And so, these guys collaboratively put in information so you can start getting things around. Really important things to do. So he gained some skills there, and he tried to make an algorithm using some computational techniques to try to find this place to view the volcanoes. His computer couldn't even handle even a fraction of this. It was like, no, this is way too complicated.
Okay.
But it did make him realize one thing, that actually you could scale up and find the longest line of sight in the whole world.
Or just like the flattest bit of the earth?
Not the flattest. Where can you stand and see the furthest?
See the most.
See the furthest. What is the longest possible line of sight in the world?
That's awesome.
And so
that is awesome.
And I'm like, that is cool. And so
then you want to see if you can snipe someone from that distance, obviously.
Not with a regular rifle.
No, with a special one.
You have to be a rather special rifle. Yeah. Why do you go there? I mean,
because everything has a defense. Everything has a defense application.
Wave to your friend.
Defense, not offense. Defense. Okay.
It took him 8 years. Okay, he parked the project. He parked the project for a while, built the algorithm, and he was on some forum and he's talking to someone in high performance computing, and they're like, computers can do shit. But what you need to do is tweak the algorithm to be much better. A whole bunch of computational work here that you don't need to hear, listener, but that would be of interest if you are into, that computational GIS.
And to be fair, a lot of people I meet are.
So he's got a map of the world.
Yep.
And this is available at map.alltheviews.world. They're not pictures, they're how far is the line of sight.
So what, it's a list?
This involved 10 to the 15 calculations, or 1 million billion calculations of all of these lines of sight. No, it's not a list. You can go out there and you can click on this map all the views, and you can click on your house and see how far you can see.
I already know that.
You can
not very.
Indeed.
Even from the second floor, it's like
you can click on, our towering apex, Mount Kosciuszko.
Kosciuszko.
You can see how far you can see from that.
You can see threaders.
It's not terrible. Mount Kosciuszko is not terrible.
It's just not the biggest mountain around.
It's like 330 kilometres or something like that. Now, first thing to say, this is in theory. Obviously, pollution, the clarity of the air that you would need to actually see this full distance.
Vaccinations, coronavirus.
Maybe eyesight would be part of this too. But you can click anywhere in the world. And so the two major things is the height that you're standing, the height of the other point, and the curvature of the earth, and anything blocking in the way. So if you're in the middle of a valley, you can't see very far because there's things blocking the way.
Yeah.
But if you stand at the top of the mountain, you can see a lot further. Duh. And you can see to another mountain a long way. But he's like, so now I know with certainty where the longest view on Earth is. So there you go. If you want, listener, if you want to find the longest view in the world, you can go to that unnamed Himalayan ridge. What
do you see there? Like bridges, fireworks?
Well, you probably sadly don't see very much because
are there young people frolicking scantily clad in swimming pools?
Because you're looking from in India, China, sort of like northern India, southern China, and you're looking across sort of an expanse of China into Kyrgyzstan. And there's deserts and things in the way. There's probably some towns and pollution. So I doubt you have a nice crystal clear view. But
I'm curious to see what's in the middle of it all. But I got to say, I'm guessing it not as exciting as other views that are shorter.
I want to go back and I think Thomas Buckley Houston's view of seeing half a dozen volcanoes bearing down the ridgeline of the world. But thank you,
But
Thomas.
well done. Well done for trying.
What a project.
Yeah, I agree. So 2016, US officials, for those of you who haven't heard of this, in Havana, which is in Cuba, they started to experience a bunch of...
You've got to say Cuba so people can actually hear.
That is Cuba. So a bunch of people there, quite a few, started to experienced these bizarre symptoms. So they got like disabling cognitive malfunctions, they got balance issues, they got dizzy, insomnia, headaches. It wasn't great. They didn't feel good.
Okay.
And this apparently lasted for quite some time.
Were those people any particular people?
They were US officials.
Okay.
We don't need to say more. They were just US officials. They were officials. They were officially there on behalf of US business.
In Havana?
In Havana.
Yeah, okay.
In Cuba. As I say, for some of them it lasted quite a long time. And very quickly, of course, this situation or what they experienced was called or named informally Havana Syndrome. But it formally became known, because you've got to make everything fucking boring if you're reporting on it, as anomalous health incidents, AHIs.
No, no one calls it that.
Well, it's just like UFOs. They're not UAPs or whatever they're called.
No, but I get the problem with saying Havana Syndrome is they might all be different things. You know, Gary's got the poop and Michelle's got wobbly eyes.
The poop. If I had $1 for every time I heard that. Michelle and wobbly eyes.
It's like
Gary's got the poop. That's a T-shirt.
But it's like you can't go and say Michelle's wobbly eyes and Gary's. You can't say that's a syndrome altogether.
No, it's all Havana Syndrome. No, it's anomalous health incidents. So since 2016, when it first got recorded, apparently hundreds more US, and I love the quote is personnel, so officials and stuff, have reported cases of this from around the world. And the example in this one report, all the references are in the show notes, but more official reports around the world is places like China, Eastern Europe, and, quote, elsewhere. An example or two. So in India in 2021, a top aide to the current director at the time of the CIA reported all the classic syndromes of cognitive disabilities, insomnia, headaches, discombobulations. A retired Air Force lieutenant colonel said he was, quote, hit 5 times in his home in 2020. This was in Northern Virginia. And he adds that a Russian family lived across the street. It was only last year. No, not racist, just observant.
It smells very much like a thing a racist would say. Like,
Russia isn't a race.
I'm feeling sick, and there were some people from a different country living across the street.
They spoke like borscht. They probably missed me.
Yeah.
But it was only apparently just last year. So a few years later, a doctor said his symptoms were the same as those reported in Havana 10 years earlier. And a lot of cases basically associated with a perceived localized sound, but not all. But a bunch of them reckon they heard something. So official investigations, they pointed up all kinds of theories on why it happens. So things like directed energy weapons.
Yes.
Psychological dysfunctions.
Yes.
Social
Why don't we combine them?
Well, why don't we?
I think it's all of them.
I think we should.
Yeah.
We need one unit. Also potential toxic chemicals, environmental bits. But no specific cause has been established, and there's no clear consensus on what it is.
Yep.
And Havana Syndrome, as such, is not recognised by the medical community. So since 2016, the intelligence community in the Americans and the Defense Department, defense with an S because American
War Department.
That's true, the War Department. They've tried to find out if the officials were victims of a directed energy attack by a foreign government. And this is apparently almost more important to them than whether there's a thing that does it. It's like, is it evil foreign governments doing it? Can people, nasty people who are against us.
If a guy on the street in Havana had a directed energy weapon.
That'd be a problem.
Yeah, but not so worrying. Like if...
I think it'd be very worrying. Like, he's just walking around zatching people.
A malicious teenager has invented a directed energy weapon.
With a fat cigar, because it's Cuba.
A teenager?
Yeah, laws are different there. There's concerns about there's a bunch of, a constellation of things. Is it one thing? Could it be caused by machines of some description or devices? And especially, do evil foreigners, have these devices?
Are they Russians across the street?
Exactly, in Virginia. So flashing forward 2022, interim report from a CIA assessment said a foreign country was probably not behind Havana Syndrome. So CIA 2022, probably not. A few weeks later, quote, major panel of government and non-government experts produced a report commissioned by the Director of National Intelligence and the Deputy Director of the CIA, and that report said, pulsed electromagnetic energy, particularly in the radio frequency range, plausibly explains the core characteristics of reported AHIs.
Really?
Although it acknowledged there are many unknowns. So a few weeks later, almost the same kinds of people said, actually, it's possible.
Well, no, there's two different things there. One, foreign government, and one is pulsed energy weapons.
Yeah, but they kind of confound a little.
Oh, I get it. It's weird, again, to have the teenager out there with
can it happen at all, and also, if it can, do others have it?
Yeah.
And they're already within a month or two, they're fighting.
Classic, Defense Department is we're more worried about other people's capability than knowing what it is. That's the key thing.
But then the intelligence community come in going, we kind of want to know what it is too, and none of it says because we want it, but of course they do. So this is the first time apparently a report was issued publicly by the US government acknowledging the symptoms could be caused by man-made or external events.
Okay.
That was 2022. But again, it acknowledges information gaps exist. So that's 2022. Now, early 2023, the full intelligence community puts out a report, and the unclassified version says this: there is no credible evidence that a foreign adversary has a weapon or a device that causes AHIs, anomalous health incidents, Havana Syndrome. They cited secret intelligence data and open source information about foreign weapons and research programs. So like, no evidence.
Yeah, no evidence.
Calm down, fellas.
Absence of evidence don't mean evidence of absence, man.
Whoa. That's something to do with unicorns. Yeah. That was 23. Now this year, the Washington Post puts out a report. A Norwegian government scientist has been secretly working on a pulse energy weapon.
No.
An approximation of the fabled, quote, Havana Syndrome gun, which may or may not even exist. The weapon was described as a device capable of emitting powerful pulses of microwave energy.
Just to pause for a sec, is this Norwegian scientist like back engineering this, or is he like he's been doing this for 30 years? And...
Ooh, that will come out.
All right.
The report says in 2024, so the report came out, the Washington Post report is this year, but talking about something happening in 2024, the, quote, unnamed scientist was skeptical that such a device could do what was claimed.
Okay.
So your pulse weapon that makes people freak out, get confused, have headaches, get dizzy, blah, 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 blah. And in fact, he apparently had a really strong reputation as being a, quote, leading opponent of the theory that directed energy weapons can cause the type of symptoms associated with AHIs. He's like, this is a load of horse shit, there's no way in hell, but with Norwegian language.
What the hell is a directed energy weapon?
It's kind of like you can point your little dish beam thing at an individual or a small group.
It sends like microwaves.
Yeah, it does the...
But in microwave form.
Absolutely.
Or what? What is the energy?
It's powered by energies. Microwave does seem to come into it a lot, but I think microwave, in fact, is a little bit of a catch-all as well. That's my suspicion. So anyway, this guy, unnamed scientist, serious...
I mean, I've just got to say...
Yeah, you should.
In physics sense, a normal rifle is a directed energy weapon. Because we're
true.
Pushing kinetic energy.
Well, this is no physical projectile.
direction.
So we're just talking the waves, there's no physical object being passed on.
Yeah, so also is loud sound.
Yeah, and that could be a directed energy
Or a
weapon.
laser.
Oh, you mean laser.
Yeah, that's directed energy.
So this is more like, your microwaves and stuff. A thing that goes boop, 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 and then stuff happens.
Does it have to go... whoop, whoop, whoop?
It absolutely does, otherwise it won't work. So he thinks, well, how am I going to find out if it works? I'll test it on me.
Of course. Adding to our ream of great scientists testing things on themselves.
That's what you do. Like, I've got no idea. I'll just give it a crack.
Ah, what a history.
I know. A noble and long history.
Indeed, a noble history.
Mm-hmm. So how'd it go? He wanted to prove it was harmless.
Where did he shoot himself?
In the head.
In the head. In the head. I'm shooting myself in the buttocks.
Yeah, but the idea is to fuck with your brain, so he aimed at the brain.
No, I'm not doing that.
Well, your buttocks, it's not the brown note gun.
I just want it. What if it works really well?
I wish it did, because seriously, I was trolling all the different reports for symptoms. Like, none of them said shit yourself, which is extremely disappointing.
I mean, look, who wouldn't have a go of that? But
me, I don't need to shit myself, not without meaning
for science.
to.
But
shit yourself for science.
I'm just saying.
That's the next Science Week. Here's a booth. Here's a booth.
National Science Week did ask us to come in,
but never shit yourself for science.
Here, we get the Havana Syndrome directed energy weapon, and
this is the second T-shirt this episode has yielded. Shit yourself for science.
But I just think, why shoot it straight at your brain?
Because it's what it's for. Brain scrambles.
That's so dumb.
So he did. So apparently 4 people with knowledge of the event spoke to the Washington Post and said, oh, shit, yeah, it worked. There are many reports, but the summary is scrambled the man's brains, brought on a host of neurological symptoms associated with Havana Syndrome.
Oh, my God.
Like he fucked himself up. Bang.
Oh, look, you know, we have said before, in many ways, scientists can be the world's smartest dumb people.
They are. And God bless them all. And thank you, unnamed Norwegian scientists, for doing this.
I'm sorry to laugh at me. I don't know.
It's hilarious. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, it's not misfortune.
No.
It is not misfortune if you point a directed energy weapon at your own brain.
And if you're the kind of guy who goes,
oh, wow.
There's no way this works. It's a load of bullshit. Let me prove it. Gone.
You could have literally shot yourself for science and it would have been safer.
Yeah. So he fried his brain. I don't think permanently, but he fucked himself up. And one of the 4 people who, had knowledge of the event and spoke to Washington Post said, quote, "I don't know what possessed him to go and do this. He was a bit of an eccentric."
No.
So this incident, this whole, let's call it an experiment just for fun, probably inspired at least 2 trips to Norway by CIA and US State Department people.
Oh, who doesn't want to go to Norway, though?
That's true. But they're also like official business.
Yeah, sure.
Flash the badge, flash the badge.
I hope he's like in somewhere way up in the Fjordland and there's trolls.
Exactly.
And,
and everything's made out of wood and it's 1,000 years old.
It's like all wood. So much wood and granite.
Yeah. And you got to eat your way through the front door. It's the only way to stay warm when you're inside. You need enough fuel inside you. So, apparently this might have been connected to news that dropped also in 2024. The Department of Homeland Security had an operation to buy, quote, a pulsed radio weapon for 8 figures. So they spent some money. So all of this seems to interweave. They went to find out what happened with this Norwegian device. They're not saying they bought it from the Norwegians, just that they also, at a similar time, did a little operation to buy a device that maybe does this stuff. So the Washington Post government sources, they note that a successful production of a weapon in the US allied Norway does nothing to prove that foreign adversaries are conspiring to use direct energy devices out in the open. So just because an ally may have built one, doesn't mean foreign people are coming and attacking us, the US, with one.
Yeah, sure.
So don't worry.
Sure.
Stay calm. Oh, yeah, but the Norwegian machine was not identical to the one the US actually ended up buying. Mm-hmm. And in fact, it was, quote, built on classified information suggesting it was probably derived from blueprints or other materials stolen from foreign governments. So they fucking nicked it from someone else.
What?
And built the device.
Norway.
And he shoots himself in the brain. So the US are like,
Did you see after the Trump kidnapped the Maduro, the president of Venezuela?
the discombobulator?
The discombobulator. Is this the discombobulator?
Allegedly, the discombobulator only works on your electronic devices.
Oh.
Not the brain.
I love. I've got to admire the man's ability. It's not
to actually pronounce that word at least once.
No, discombobulated is a great word.
No, for him to say it more than all.
No, that fits in his mouth. I can see the shape of his mouth.
No,
his mouth is designed to say discombobulate.
So he's made out of discombobulation.
I don't know. But he stuck to the moment there when he's like, and it's like, so what does the discombobulator do?
I'm not allowed to tell you.
No, he says it discombobulates.
Yeah. Other than that, I can't give you any more information. That would be national security.
That's so good.
Yeah. So they're now saying that the Norwegians probably, let's say, acquired the plans to build the device that the scientist shot himself with from elsewhere.
The Norwegians.
That was in 2024. So January 2025, which is at the end of Biden's tenure, 2 spy agencies in the US updated their earlier conclusions about this machine, or these kinds of machines, and said some of the incidences involving AHIs could be the work of foreign adversaries.
Okay.
So they're flipping-flopping.
Yeah. I don't know.
But then some who are aware of the Norway test says it doesn't prove these devices or these syndromes are the work of foreign adversaries wielding secret weapons similar to the Norwegians. And one of them said, look, the Norwegian one, it's not exactly the same as classic AHI or Havana Syndrome, so don't worry about it. It's got to be something else. This way, that way, this way, that way, this way, that way. So to round it off, a retired military surgeon, Air Force general, and he oversaw biological threats on the White House National Security Council under Biden.
Okay.
He says, I think there's compelling evidence that we should be concerned about the ability to build a directed energy weapon that can cause a variety of risks to humans, but he declines to comment on the Norway experiment, so that's still controversial. So in summary, here's what the official position seems to be. We believe victims aren't feeling good, but we won't confirm or deny Havana Syndrome. Yes, it's possible external factors cause these symptoms like those in the AHIs, but we don't know for sure whether those external factors are or what they are and who did them. And we don't want people freaking out and thinking foreign agents can do this, although maybe they can, but not for sure. And please ignore the fact that we bought a machine from somewhere else. I think that's the best summary I can give you.
Okay.
So Havana Syndrome may or may not be Norwegian. It may or may not be anything. Maybe a machine can do it. Maybe it can't. And it could be owned by foreign actors, but it might not, but it probably is, but maybe it isn't.
Thank you for the clarity.
I'm here to help. Instant Foodie.
Oh.
Instant Foodie. So RG was your standard Commodore Garden Spanish marathon runner. He's standard dude. It was a hobby, but he was really into it, and he had been for frickin' yonks, really, really into doing his marathons. Then when he was 42, 1997, out of nowhere, he just stops marathoning and became an extreme foodie, like fucking nuts. And I don't mean he just kind of liked food more. He spontaneously developed an all-consuming passion for all things food and flavour, like freaking into it. Loved it.
Just switched hobbies.
Yeah, but really fast. Like really fast and entirely.
You know, you see people get into stuff.
You do. So he very quickly devoted his time wandering all over Europe in search of the best food and wines available to humanity.
Okay.
And he became eventually an esteemed food critic for prestigious newspapers and guides. And he also bumped up about 50 kilos, which if he used to be a marathon runner, that probably means he tripled his weight.
You've gone from eating whatever marathon runner food is.
Dust.
I assume it's all carbs. Like it's just a lot of it's a lot of pasta.
A bag of sugar while I'm running.
No, not sugar. Like it's complex carbs, but
bag of sugar from an expensive deli.
But yes, and then suddenly become a foodie. Yeah, sure. But maybe the 50 kilos was a beloved 50 kilos.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty clear on how it happened. He apparently didn't really seem to think much of it. That's just what he did.
Cool.
Then 1997, when he was 46, sorry, a few years later, 1997 was the first happened. A few years later, he's 46. This is a quote. He experienced a potent hallucination where he vividly smelt the cooking of his mother. Like, that's my mother's cooking.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that's my mother cooking.
Oh, I like that. That's better, but that's not what happened. What you say is much more fun. That smells like my mother cooking. I mean...
It's very precise.
Yeah, we
it's
all
like
know. What kind of meat is that? Mum?
Human plus lavender.
He calls, Mum? It's not sausages. No, it's my mother. So his mother's cooking. He's like, I can vividly smell it. Then the smell lasted for a couple of minutes and it shifted from being lovely to having an acrid chemical odour.
Oh, so still his mother's cooking?
No, it sort of started that way and then was like, it's become gross.
Okay.
And then apparently when it happened for a third time, this hallucination, he said, I'm going to go and see a neurologist.
Oh, no.
Which you would.
Let it happen. No, I wouldn't.
Wouldn't you?
I'd be like, revel in it.
Fucking idiot Australian.
Revel in
Australian male,
No,
sorry.
you're having what do you say, olfactory hallucination?
Yes, I did.
Just enjoy it for a bit. It's a gift from God. Like, what the hell?
Good point. But he didn't do that. He went to a neurologist
Jesus.
who was obviously in the employ
Why do you
of
need
Satan.
an explanation for, man, I got to smell some cool shit.
But then suddenly it turned wrong and it came out of nowhere and he's a bit worried.
Oh, Jesus. You're all such hypochondriacs. What's the worst that could happen?
They found a fibroblastic meningioma.
Yeah, but what are you going to do about that?
We'll cut it out.
Oh, okay.
It's a slow-growing benign brain tumour. It was pressing on the right temporal lobe of his brain.
His smelling senses.
That does come into it, yes.
Okay.
And flavour. So the tumour was removed successfully, took
And he
14
went back
hours.
to running?
No, he went back to foodie, all fine, kept fooding. So yeah, 14-hour surgery, removed the thing, off he went. Then when he was 58, he had a routine follow-up MRI, as you do, and they found a little bit of residual tissue hanging around and pushing up against his right amygdala, or amygdala, depending on which country you're from. So they went, oh, we better piss that off too. They'll get rid of the extra tissue. And the result was he suddenly went, I don't give a shit about gastronomy anymore.
No. He
went to the restaurants he used to get into and stuff, and he kind of eats the food and he's like, meh.
See why you want to cut the joy out of your life. Like,
well, they didn't know they were joy removals.
Well, no. That's what you are.
Neurologists, man.
That's what you are.
Killjoys, all of you. So it seems G had been suffering, and I use that word broadly because suffering from a thing called Gourmand Syndrome.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Gourmand Syndrome.
Gourmand Syndrome. So it was first described in 97 when he got it.
Yeah,
but
okay.
not for him, by somewhere else.
All right. I was just going to say it's not quite a syndrome if one person
That's
has
mine. It's me syndrome. No, a bunch of Swiss doctors, they had data on 36 patients who suddenly developed extreme preoccupation with food or an obsessional preference and/or for fine dining.
I love that it goes fine dining.
Fine dining.
Like,
I'd love to have a medical excuse for that. No, it's not my fault.
Yes, I must
we
be
must
subsidised
dine
by
out
the state.
deliciously again.
It is my identity.
Yeah. Medicare.
I love fine dining.
It's true, like credit card or cash. Medicare.
I love it. That would be the best.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine?
I'll take the 50 kilos.
Oh, and the rest. That would be
What wine would you like? I want the best one. How do you know? Whatever costs the most.
Because I have a condition.
I have superpowers. So of the 36 patients who experienced this in Switzerland, 34
of them...
Switzerland
as well. Like,
well, it's not renowned for fine dining.
They fondue.
34 of the 36 had some kind of lesion in the right back part of the brain.
Oh, wow.
So an example from this study, 55-year-old businessman, he had a non-debilitating stroke in the right hemisphere. And when he was asked to document the experience of his recovery, all he could write about was food. Food. And here's some quotes which get increasingly more bizarre. After I could stand on my feet again, remember he's talking about his recovery, I dreamt to go downtown and sit down in this well-known restaurant. There I would get a beer, sausage and potatoes.
Just pausing for a second.
Fuck yeah, though.
No, do I have a lesion in my brain? Because if I'm in a hospital for, how long's he in a hospital?
A while.
Yeah. I'm in a hospital. I'm eating crappy hospital food, and I'm like,
I want beer, sausage, and potatoes.
Kartoffeln. No, but have you been in a place where you're on restricted,
Yes.
for health reasons?
Yes.
Or I remember
I do it for religious reasons.
Doing the Army Reserves common introductory training, and you're eating crap for 8 weeks or whatever it was,
Yeah.
and you're like, you fantasize about food. Who doesn't fantasize about food when you can't have good food?
I fantasize about food every day anyway.
So what's going on? So what? He wants some sausages and beer. Jeez.
No one's judging him. They're just saying this is what he did. And goes on, though. The same day...
I don't think you need a lesion in your brain for that.
No, I agree. I mean, I don't think I have one. I'll get an MRI on Monday. But it sounds great to me. And Swiss sausages, I mean, they do pretty well, to be honest. The same day after discharge, he says, my first trip brought me to this restaurant, and here I was ordering potato salad, sausage and a beer. I feel wonderful.
Wow. I'm with him. I just don't think this is an amazing thing.
Oh, do you want to hear more?
I mean, I do.
A few steps down the street, we enter a coffee house. My hand is reaching for pastry. My wife's hand reaches between.
Between what?
Between. I assume him and the pastry, but I don't know. Through the window, I see my bank. Damn! If I chose, I could buy all the pastry I wanted, including the whole store.
Through the window, I see my bank.
So basically, I think...
He's like, I am rich Swiss. I could buy a whole...
Pastry store.
I could buy a pastry store. Okay, that's fine. Like, he wants a new career. He's like, I'm going to be the pastry store guy.
The creamy pastry slips from the foil like a mermaid. I take a bite.
Like a mermaid?
Yep.
Like a mermaid?
Like a mermaid.
It's so rare that I think of like a mermaid.
Well, now, especially when you have a creamy pastry. So apparently, these are just a couple of examples, but apparently he got really into it.
Okay.
He got very foodish. Another example, but wasn't from the Swiss studies, a few years later, American dude, professional snowboarder. He had a near fatal accident in a half pipe injury, 2009, and he got brain damage. He had to relearn how to walk. He had serious short-term memory deficits, but he also, ever since he woke up from his coma, frequent intense cravings for basil pesto, a food before he had no special feeling at all.
That's a very...
Basil pesto.
There's not many others.
You can do it with, like, I don't know, parsley, but you're an animal.
If you said pesto,
I would have said
it's
this was an American report.
Yeah,
so like, I want it with basil. It's like, what the fuck else would you have
like
it with?
pesto is basil. Like
I want celery.
I mean, sure, you could do it.
Cheese pesto.
But that is like...
Can you mush up mozzarella and call it pesto? I can, but it isn't. But apparently, yes, so injuries in this area for various reasons cause this thing. Yeah, right amygdala and the temporal lobe. It's the gustatory cortex. So it's an area responsible for processing taste and stuff.
Okay.
This area. So it's not surprising. Tumor or damage there is entirely possible to screw with or at least change how you appreciate flavours, etc.
Cool.
There's another theory that says damage to the right hemisphere of the brain disrupts the brain's impulses for control and reward systems. Yeah, well, so a little more generic.
That's when you start buying the bank to get the pastries, to get the more.
Oh, God, I'd love to do that. No, I really like pastries. Specifically, it can mess with the connection between basal ganglia and the cortex for those neurologists listening at home.
Obviously, it's your basal.
Your basals, exactly.
Pesto ganglia.
Exactly. But this theory goes on to say, it shifts your value system, causes the brain to chase sensory pleasure of fine flavours above all other things.
So I no longer want human rights. I want...
Or need to go to the bathroom or...
It's pesto.
Just fucking pastries that like remind me of mermaids. But what they go on to say in this theory is it's unclear why the object of the obsession so often becomes fine dining rather than other pleasures like sex, drugs, gambling, rock and roll, etc.
Yeah, but maybe there are plenty of people that become obsessed with sex, drug, and rock and roll.
But not necessarily after brain injuries.
You're not covering them in this story, but...
No, but before that, like Keith Richards, for example, obsessed with that without a brain injury. He may have given himself one subsequently from...
There are stories of people having either brain surgery or brain injuries that change sexual preferences, though. So that it's...
Well, they go from like human to object?
Well, no, there's people that have had surgery then become pedophiles. Like that, there is that can happen.
Why would you opt for surgery that would turn you into a pedophile?
I don't think they were saying, please.
Is that private or public?
Give me the pedophile.
So we've got an option for you. Do you want to become a pedophile? It's just going to be a quick operation.
Maybe it was.
All right.
Maybe it was while they were doing something else. I don't know. Here's an extra.
What?
I'm just saying. that I wouldn't be surprised if there were other sorts of injuries
Side effects.
or things
Yeah.
in the brain
Yeah.
that can flip value systems or
Of course. I mean, that's not surprising.
that's the only one I had examples of that I know.
And it's a good one. Thank you. I do appreciate it.
Well,
It's still a surgery.
I will take fine dining. Fine dining sounds great.
It's true. Do you want surgery that makes you obsessed with food or a pedophile? Like, give me a moment. So what about RG, though? Like our Spanish ex-marathon runner, like what were the effects? So there wasn't clearly any strong difference in his ability to taste or smell compared to others. He just apparently had a slightly higher tolerance and interest in salt than most people.
That's fine dining.
Yep.
When in doubt, add butter.
Fucking salt. Yeah, butter and salt. Yeah, fat and salt. Fat and salt. So also damaged amygdalas or amygdalas were associated with a reduced ability to recognize facial expressions, but usually that is an inability to recognize fear in other people's faces.
So his wife's fear of him getting
Like humongous.
you can't recognize that anymore.
But he didn't have that. So he weirdly had a reduced ability to detect facial expressions of disgust.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is a strong. I love food and I don't care if you're revolted because I can't tell.
But again, it's my brain injury that's ignoring your facial expression.
Not me. It ain't personal. It's anatomical. I got to say, and look, to be fair, I had a very good friend die of a brain tumor, etc., a few years back. But not all brain tumors are horrifying. I mean, the idea
Not all brain tumors.
that you really I love food anyway, but like the idea that I could love food even more, I can think of worse things to have as a byproduct of a medical issue. Like I can't walk. I forgot my own name. This one just means I don't just like food.
Well, no,
fucking love it.
My problem with fine dining is that it costs so much. Like
Medicare. It's medical.
this has been your little bit of science.
A lot of little bit.
Listener, if you have a brain injury that means you need to eat fine dining or other sorts of dining, let us know.
Or listen to excellent podcasts.
Yeah, indeed.
Tell everyone.
Or if you're going to use AI to plan a nuclear war or get your car to the car wash.
Any of those. If you've tested AI and you found it to be lacking as well, we'd love to hear. Also, obviously, rate us highly on every possible platform in the universe, whether it's related to podcasts or not.
Yeah, just general.
And if you've got ideas or you want to give us a bit of a mailbag, cheers at alittleBitOfScience.com.au/Jesus. Yeah, why not?
I don't think it'd work.
No, it'd be fun to try. Test it on the AI. We miss you.